Hi everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today we'll be looking at another set of words. Our first word here, cynical. Now, what does the word mean? It means someone who is bitterly distrustful of human sincerity or integrity. Now, this lady right here seems suspicious, right? She's like, what are you trying to do? I don't trust you, right? So, someone who is bitterly distrustful of human sincerity, they cannot just accept the fact that someone wants to do something good for you, right? She has a pretty cynical view of men. That means she distrusts men. She cannot trust men, even if they're sincere towards her, she would not trust them, right? I have always been deeply cynical about politicians. That means whatever the politicians do, I would not be able to trust them. I am bitterly distrustful of even if they are being sincere. At least we economists need to look at such claims with a cynical eye. That means if someone is trying to stake a claim and someone is looking at it with a cynical eye, that means they are being distrustful towards the claim, right? So, cynical means bitterly distrustful of human sincerity or integrity, right? Okay, let's look at our next word. Well, you can totally remember this word. The old lady being cynical, that means being distrustful, right? Okay. Our next word, daunt. Now, totally resembles the word haunt, right? So when you haunt someone, that means you are frightening them, right? So daunt actually resembles the same meaning. To make someone feel worried or intimidated or frightened, right? So if you're frightening someone, if you are making someone worry about something, you are daunting, okay? She was not at all daunted by the size of the problem. She was not at all intimidated by the size of the problem. This problem was huge, but it could not frighten her or make her feel worried, right? Okay. I firmly believe that no difficulties will daunt the brave soldiers. That means there is no difficulty that could make the soldiers feel worried or frightened, right? Government should encourage researchers to solve daunting problems, problems that are frightening others, problems that are worrying people. Government should encourage the researchers to solve such kind of problems. Okay, you can just see this ghost here with a bed sheet on top of their head, right? So they're trying to daunt, right? So daunt resembles haunt and also means almost the same. So daunt means to frighten or to make someone worried or intimidate, right? So daunt, remember it through haunt, all right? Okay, let's look at our next word, right? All right. Our next word is debacle. Debacle means a complete collapse because of bad planning or downfall of something. Let's say you did a lot of planning, but your planning was not on point. It was bad. And it led to the collapse of a certain plan, right? So that is called as debacle. You can also say debacle is synonymous to downfall. 2008 crisis was the greatest financial debacle in US history. That means it was the greatest financial downfall in US history because there was a complete collapse of the market, right? The Argentine debacle has important lessons to teach. That means the Argentine had a downfall, and this teaches us important lessons. They have learned nothing from the debacle of the past months. That means they have learned nothing from the downfall that they have experienced in the past months, right? Or the complete collapse of their plans that they have experienced in the past months, right? So, debacle, downfall, or complete collapse because of bad plan, right? That is debacle. You can just see this guy, right? Holding his head, and his graph for whatever work he was doing is totally falling, right? So that is perhaps because of bad planning that he had to face a complete collapse. That means he had to face a debacle, right? So debacle, downfall, or complete collapse because of bad plan. Debase. Now, that's a word generally used. Debase means to reduce the quality or value or esteem of something, right? So if you are trying to reduce someone's respect, you're trying to debase someone, okay? Debasing means you are bad mouthing someone in order for them to lose their respect in the community, or if you're debasing a product, you are reducing the quality of the product in the eyes of the customers or in the market. You're reducing its value, right? So debase means to reduce quality or value or esteem of something. Television is often blamed for debasing American politics. So if television keeps on showing you that American politics is bad, is corrupted, is this, is that, so eventually everyone will start thinking that American politics is not of that much value, right? They'll start feeling negative towards it. So that is debasing American politics, right? Sport is being debased by commercialism, right? So commercialism is leading to reducing the quality of sport. Our society has been debased by war and corruption. That means our society has lost its values, its quality, all the respect that there was between people. It has been lost because of war and corruption, right? So debase, you can remember it like this. Someone established a base at one place and then you're debasing them. You're removing their base. That means you're removing their value, their esteem, right? So debase to reduce the quality, value, or esteem of something, right? Okay, let's look at our next word. Debunk. To show that something is not important, true, or good. Debunk means you are trying to show that something is not very important. And you could also say it's not true or it's not as good as you're thinking it to be, right? So every week, some long held medical theory is debunked. Debunk means you are given the realization that it is not as good as you thought it to be, right? So that is debunking. For example, we say this, no, debunking myths. That means you're trying to show that the thing you were believing in is not true. Okay. So if you are debunking long held medical theory, that means you are showing that this theory was not true. In her book, she debunks a lot of the claims made by astrologers. So there is some person and she wrote a book, and in that book, she is showing that the claims made by astrologers are not true, right? So what is she doing? She's debunking their claims. She debunks all the usual rubbish about acting. Whatever you knew about acting, the importance of acting, how good it is to be an actor, this girl, she debunked all the usual rubbish about acting. Okay. So, usual rubbish, as in she's told you that all these things that you thought are bad about acting are really not. Okay. Acting is not as bad as you think it to be. So, what is she doing? She's debunking rubbish about acting, right? So this girl right here took a megaphone and started debunking all the rubbish about anything, right? So debunk to show that something is not important, true, or good, right? That is debunking. For example, when you bunk school or college or any institute, right? That means you are, doing something bad. And debunk means you're trying to avoid being bad. And debunk also, like here you can remember it like this. I'm trying to debunk, right? That means I'm trying to oppose my habit of bunking. So you can remember it like this. Going opposite the bad habit of bunking, that means to show that something is not good. Okay. If you're trying not to bunk, that would be a great thing. But if you're bunking, that is not good. So remember, debunk, bunk is not good. So debunk means not good. Showing something is not good. Okay. All right. Deceit. Huh. A picture. Look at the picture. I think this is the story of most couples nowadays, right? Who is this girl? Who did you text, right? Girlfriends coming to their boyfriends and asking them, who is this? Who are you talking to? And why is she calling you baby or honey, right? So that could be an act of deceit, right? Deceit means act or practice of misleading someone, tricking someone, or cheating, right? So deceit means to cheat. This person might be cheating the girl, or maybe she's just thinking it wrong. We don't know. We'll have to ask them. But for now, we can remember that deceit means to cheat or to trick someone or to mislead someone. All we hear from them are lies and deceit, right? That means we just keep hearing from them things which are all lies and ways to trick us, ways to cheat us. The company filed a claim alleging deceit and breach of contract. So the company, they filed a claim wherein they said that they have been tricked, cheated, right? So they alleged, that means they blamed someone for cheating them. And breach of contract, that means they broke the contract. The trader was truthful and without deceit. The trader was a genuine person, he was truthful, and he did not do anything to trick or cheat anyone, right? So he was without deceit. So deceit, act or practice of misleading someone, tricking someone, or cheating. That is deceit, right? Okay. Let's look at our next word, deceptive, right? Really reminds me of Decepticons from the movie Transformers. Not sure if you've seen it. So, deceptive means making you believe something that is not true. You can also say misleading. So, deceit also makes the word deceptive, right? So, deceit is a practice, it is a noun, right? So, all we see is deceit, right? It's a practice. Deceptive, right? It's an adjective, which is describing things as misleading, is things are deceptive. If I'm making you believe something that is not true, I am a deceptive person. All right. I'm misleading you. I'm deceptive. It looks like a curved line, but it's deceptive, right? Now, this line right here looks like it's curved, right? But really, it's not. So, what is happening? It's something, it's straight line, but I'm trying to make you believe that it's a curved line. So, what am I doing? I am being deceptive, right? So, it's deceptive. This line is deceptive. Appearances can be deceptive. That means appearances can mislead, right? Or appearances can be misleading. It's deceptive. From the outside, the building looks small, but inside it's very big. So this is, a creation, an illusion that you are being shown a small building from outside, but from inside it's huge. So this is also a means of deception, right? So deceptive means misleading, okay? Making you believe something that is not true is called being deceptive, okay? All right. Let's move on to our next. Deferential. Now, you can see the air hostesses right here being all respectful to the people who are going to board the flight, right? She's telling you, please, you're welcome. Welcome to the flight, right? I don't know which airway she's from, but okay. So, deferential means respectfully submissive to the desires or judgments of others. If you are being respectful to someone's wishes, okay, or someone's judgment. You're just agreeing with it without any debate, without any argument. That is called deferential. They like five-star hotels and deferential treatment. Deferential treatment, a treatment where they are respecting your desires, treating you so nice that whatever you ask for, they just give you. So that is why they like five-star hotels and deferential treatment. Around women in public, he appeared polite and deferential. So around women, this person would always behave respectfully, okay? He would always give in, act submissive, be respectful, right? Mother taught us to be polite and deferential to guests. So that means, all our moms, they teach us be respectful. Whatever the guest says, guest is God, right? So yeah, mother taught us to be polite and deferential to guests. That means be respectfully submissive to them. You have to agree with whatever they are saying. Whatever they say, you have to laugh upon it, right? You have to agree to their wishes. So that is called being deferential. Respectfully submissive to the desires or judgments of others, right? That is called being deferential. All right. Deft. Deft means someone who is capable, quick, and clever in action. You can also say someone who is skillful or dexterous, right? So these are the synonyms for deft. Deft is a person who is clever in action, or you can also say someone who's skillful, right? If I'm a deft person, or if I have deft techniques to handle something, that means I have clever techniques, skillful techniques to handle something. So deft, capable, or quick or clever in action. Can also say skillful or dexterous. She answered the journalist's questions with a deft touch. That means her touch, the way she answered the questions, was clever, skillful, right? She avoided any controversies and still answered the questions well. He's very deft at handling awkward situations. That means he's very skillful at handling awkward situations. He finished off the painting with a few deft strokes of the brush. That means with a few skillful strokes of the brush, he finished the painting, right? So you can use deft to say skillful or clever, right? Deft. You can see this person here, everyone trying to click his picture. Maybe the paparazzi is following him because he is deft in his work, right? He must be some skillful person who's famous. Okay. Defy. I am pretty sure this scene is well renowned among us, right? The traffic police, right? They are now going to ask for money from all these people, right? So, defy. Defy means to refuse to obey a person. That is defy, right? If you refuse to obey a person, a decision, law, or a situation, you are defying them. How, when you're caught by the traffic police, you start refusing to pay the money, right? You start coming up with all excuses. No, I was to doing this, I was to doing that, right? Oh no, it's not my fault. The traffic light suddenly turned red and I was just about to wear my helmet and everything, right? So to refuse to obey a person, decision, or law would be defying. It is rare to see children openly defying their teachers, right? So children don't really defy their teachers openly. It's rare. They defied an evacuation order and stayed during the hurricane, right? Now, during the hurricane, it was told to everyone to quickly clear out the area, to evacuate, right? But they defied the order. They refused to obey, refused to clear out the area. If you defy the law, you may find yourself in prison. So if you refuse to obey the laws, you will go to prison, right? So defy, to refuse to obey a person, decision, law, or situation. right? Okay. All right. Time for our quick revision. Defy, we just talked about it. To refuse to obey to a person or to obey a person, right? Or any decision or law. If you're defying, that means you are refusing to obey. Generally, kids nowadays, they defy their parents a lot when they're asked not to go to a certain place, right? They're like, no, we will go. So they refuse to obey their parents. So they are defying their parents, right? Deft. Deft means capable, quick, clever in action, and skillful. Could also say dexterous, right? Someone who is well aware of what they are doing and are efficient in their work, skillful. They're called as deft people, right? So if someone paints in a deft manner, that means they paint skillfully, right? So deft, you can remember it like this. Someone who is deaf is generally skillful. I've seen that these people who lose a sense, maybe the sense of seeing or maybe the sense to speak, they have some sort of talent in them, I've seen. So you can remember it like this. Someone who's deaf is always skillful, right? Deferential, being respectfully submissive to the desires or judgment of others, right? That means if you are being respectfully submissive to someone's desires, if you are respectfully agreeing with whatever the other person is saying, you are being deferential, right? Things we do with our guests, right? We're always deferential to our guests. Deceptive. Deceptive means making you believe something that is not true or misleading you, right? So if you are deceptive, that means you try to make people believe in something, whereas the truth is something else, right? That is deceptive. Just like this line right here, although it's a straight line, but it looks curved. So this is deceptive, right? This line is deceptive. Deceit. The couple fighting over what the girlfriend might be seeing on the phone could be a girl that the boyfriend is talking to, and that means he's cheating on her, right? So deceit, just like deceptive, is making someone believe in something else other than what is happening. That means misleading someone or cheating someone or tricking someone, right? That is deceit. The guy might be doing something and she is blaming him of deceit, right? Blaming him of cheating on her. Debunk. Debunk means to show that something is not important, true, or good. Debunking myths means you are showing that the myths that everyone has been believing in, the thoughts, the ideas, the theories that someone was believing in, all these are not true. Okay, so debunking these myths means telling people that this is not true or this is not good, right? For example, debunking long held medical theory, that means telling people that the theory that was accepted by people is not true. Debase. Debase means bad mouthing someone enough to reduce their quality or value or esteem. If you are debasing someone, that means you are making them low in esteem. They're making them feel low in esteem by reducing their value or by reducing their respect, right? For example, people fight and sometimes they debase each other by saying things they do not want to, right? That means they start making the other person feel devalued. Yeah. Debacle. Debacle means a complete collapse because of a bad planning. You could also say downfall. If something has been seeing a downfall or if some plan collapsed because of bad plans, you can say it's a debacle. For example, let's say the entire financial debacle taught us a great lesson. That means the downfall in finance Taught is a great lesson, right? Daunt, you can remember it by the word haunt. Daunt means to frighten someone, intimidate someone, or to make someone feel worried, right? This guy right here trying to frighten us, right? So daunt, you can keep it in your mind with haunt. She was not at all daunted by the size of the problem. She was not at all intimidated or frightened by the size of the problem, right? So you can use it in terms of saying that you were not intimidated by something, right? So daunt, make someone feel worried, intimidated, or frightened. Cynical, this woman right here, being distrustful of human sincerity or integrity. Even if someone is trying to help you, you would not believe the person. You'll always keep thinking he wants something from me, right? He is doing this just because he expects something in return, right? So that is called being cynical, being distrustful. She has a pretty cynical view of men. That means she's distrustful of men. However good they try to be, she's always distrustful of, right? Okay, thank you.